Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Have you ever wanted your whole life to visit the king of rock and roll's East Memphis Manor, only to have your plans thwarted by A, bad weather conditions preventing you from flying over there, B, a seriously jealous and cantankerously cranky Elvis-hating spouse?
There's Elvis.
Dad!
Elvis right there. Now, what you gonna do now?
You got a serious mother.
You need to shut the fuck up. Goddamn you!
You got a serious goddamn problem.
Well, you ain't gonna see Elvis now, are you? Ain't going now, are you? Ha ha ha!
Or C, COVID-19 running amok these days? Well, but by the grace of the gods of rock and roll comes TSR on the rescue with Graceland, an interactive pop-up tour by Chuck Murphy, with a foreword by Elvis's former and only spouse, Priscilla Presley, head of Elvis Presley Enterprises, so we know he's definitely not a former jealous spouse. Out of that kind of love came this. This was purchased for 25% off the price of $9.99, and it is published by Quirk Publishing. I gotta tell ya, while this may be only a few pages long, you're seriously getting a lot of bang for your buck every time you turn a page. Look at this. Here we have Graceland's exterior facade, complete with the signature and requisite pink Cadillac. The story of Graceland's development is told throughout these pages in great detail, and it's not just the pages themselves that pop up with immaculate detail. It's also the flaps here on the side of each page, expanding the story of Graceland, its development, and its legacy even further. The gates of Graceland. The Tupelo House of Graceland, and of course, Graceland itself. There are little extras sprinkled throughout this pop-up book. Like, for example, the photo album right here. Let's open this up. This is a photo album which I actually just discovered. I didn't actually see this on first glance until now. Of Elvis in his early years, in his teenage years, his rise to fame in the late 50s, and his days in the army. The living room, the music room. One and the same here in the center stage, center page. Complete with entertaining and decor stories. This is the kitchen, with a side flap here, making the dining room pop up, along with its own story. And a list of groceries. Another fun little extra here in the kitchen. You can actually open up Elvis's fridge and see what he had in stock, if you guessed it is Graceland Manor in Whitehaven, Tennessee. Also on tap, we have the TV room, which also doubles as a movie room, a bar, and of course, a place to listen to music, as so indicated here by these records. And he had a wide variety of records. He didn't limit himself to the genre that he stuck with throughout his career. Come on, Milton Berle and his orchestra, songs my mother loved, Miles Davis, Chet Atkins' Teensville, and Living Stereo, the staple singers, from gospel to classical, from rock and roll, his bread and butter, all the way to jazz, and patriotic tunes, such as God Bless America, with the Philadelphia Orchestra and the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. And yes, even religious offerings, like a vinyl recording of the Holy Bible. Another fun extra here, lift down this TV screen and well, you get Elvis in Jailhouse Rock. By the way, I will leave my favorite interpretation of Jailhouse Rock down below. All I can say is, I love you, Janelle Parrish.
Band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard them knocked out jailbirds sing. Let's rock, everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the wholesale club who's dancing to the Jailhouse Rock.
This TV screen here, you can actually turn this TV screen. Right now it's on Johnny Carson, the king of late night. But you can turn it to other things, like sports, movies, music, sitcoms, kind of like, the Dick Van Dyke Show. Even Rolling the Mountains Laughing. I Love Lucy. There's another option for you. That's the TV room. Do you see where I'm going with this? I can go all day with this. This is the jungle room. And the side flap here has the home studio that pops up, along with certain furniture, certain decor, the pool room. I can go on, and I'll link another video in the description which goes into this book with a bit more detail and a bit more depth. But I gotta say, this really runs the gamut of Elvis memorabilia and paraphernalia, from his sunglasses to his collection of law enforcement badges, his collection of firearms, even his own honorary Federal Bureau of Investigation license. I'm not kidding. It's right here. Or his own Department of Justice badge. Whatever, you get my drift. There's just one thing wrong here. We're missing his signature sunglasses. Whoever previously owned this must have been a serious Elvis Presley fan to the point where he or she, I'm gonna go with she here, would not dare give up those signature sunglasses. The awards exhibit, and finally the meditation garden. And he and his folks are all buried at peace. Concluding a memorable chapter in American history. And concluding an equally memorable book. So, barring missing sunglasses, I have to say, this is thoroughly illustrated and exquisitely encapsulates the beauty of Elvis's legacy. Step inside the King's Castle. Elvis purchased the Graceland Mansion in 1957. Half a century later, it remains one of the world's most popular tourist attractions. In this illustrated pop-up celebration, you'll embark on an all-access walkthrough of the house and grounds. Every page features meticulously designed replicas of Graceland's most famous sites, including the living room and music room, the kitchen and dining and jungle and television rooms, and the meditation garden, and much more. This house is a U.S. National Historical Landmark. And this book, which retails $40 in the U.S., officially licensed by Elvis Presley Enterprises, as so indicated with this holographic sticker here, is really the next best thing to heading to Graceland yourself. It gets 4.5 out of 5 claps. For any Elvis fan of any generation, this serves a Hunk-a Burning Love. It's the next best thing to being serenaded by a Elvis hologram. And for you Elvis haters out there, you gotta admit, with this artful representation of Graceland Manor encapsulated in hardcover, well, I have a feeling you'll find this to be quite fire as well. I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you very much.
Love me tender, love me true. You an ugly motherfucker. You can sing all the songs you knew.
Oh, gross. Fuck it.